What's going on, you sexy bitches? Welcome to the Aftershow for Ash vs. Evil Dead. Today we're talking Episode 5, The Host. And for you new viewers, like the title, this is an after show where we talk and discuss all things, including spoilers, about Ash vs. Evil Dead. We'll talk speculation and whatnot. And unfortunately, as you'll notice, today, on this week's episode, Roger's absent, but he'll be back next week. Until then, I'm here to host this ship, so to speak. And like I've been saying for weeks, this is one of the best TV shows on television right now. Even when the episode's mostly exposition, like the past two have been, it's just been phenomenal. I've been thoroughly entertained throughout. In this episode, we pick up where we left off last week directly, minutes later, where we find Kelly still possessed by the demon known as Eligos, featured from episode 3. Basically, Kelly tricks the Brujo, aka Pablo's uncle, into thinking that the demon is inside Ash, when in reality, it's inside her. Also, very early on in this episode, we find Ruby and Fisher being led to Ash with his dismembered hand from the Evil Dead series. Which I still don't know how this Fisher lady got her hands on that. Still very unknown about her character thus far. I feel like in the next episode or two we're going to learn a lot more about her and who she truly is. And basically, after she tricks everyone thinking Ash is the one possessed, Kelly and Pablo finally get some alone time. Bow chicka wow wow. But not really, because Pablo's too awkward to actually do anything about it, but we've all been there. And basically, she wants to get drunk, get hammered, whatever. aka it's just the demon wanting to get drunk. Find some good old Lady Green. Oh yeah, always promoting the green. Another great thing about the show. And then she starts smoking out the deadliest piece I've ever seen, a 2-barrel shotgun. And she's like, oh yeah, my buddy from the war, whatnot. And she basically tricks Pablo into smoking down, but he's really nervous. He's like, oh, I get too paranoid when I smoke, whatever. It's different for everybody. So they're smoking out the deadliest piece ever. Pablo starts admitting his feelings to her, eventually backs out from smoking, and his pussiness saves his life because luckily, when he wasn't looking, the demon loaded the 2-barrel with a gun. They get into a fight scene. Ash gets freed, saves the day, ties up the demon, and they attempt to exile the demon with these weird rituals that were pretty nasty, like eating leeches and whatnot, having her vomit it all over. Thought that was pretty gross, but from a horror thing such as this, I expect to find some gore or grossities throughout the show. I think I just made up the word, grossities. But anyways. And like I was saying in episode 3, well done all around on the design of this demon, by the way. When it finally escapes, you see the demon again. It's really creepy looking, really cool looking. Basically at the end, and then like once the demon's freed, Ash uses his shoot first, think never philosophy, and it's just a cheesy, awesome scene where he takes out the demon, blasting with a shotgun, and I really love it. But then it ends on a sad note, really, because Pablo's uncle unfortunately dies in the scrimmage, and so far throughout the series, Kelly lost her parents, so Pablo loses his uncle, which is very, very sad for these two, but like Ash was saying in an early episode, you have to lose everyone to be like me. So now they're all on the same terms. They've lost everyone they cared about. But in this process, Pablo receives some sort of pendant from his uncle, from wherever he is, to quote Pablo. And basically when he's walking away, all this sculptures or voodoo, whatever, starts bursting into flames as Pablo walks by. So I have a feeling this is going to play a big role. I wonder if it's like a bunch of artifacts. Because like the Fisher lady, she has the sword that kills Deadites. Maybe this is a pendant that kills Deadites, medallion of sorts. Who knows? And then at the very end, Ash gets his new hand. He can finally now make a fist, which he says he's going to shove straight up some Deadeye's ass, which was pretty funny. But using our unique rating system based around marijuana, and basically the rating system goes as follows. If the episode's total trash, no one should watch this. We'd give it a resin, because resin is the black residue left over, no one should smoke it. If we think the episode's decent, you get a quick fix with this for certain people, we give that a mids. If we think the episode is pretty exceptional, you definitely should check it out. For most people, we give it a dank, like we loved it, got us thoroughly high. If we start to see visions of little baby children chasing us, or the walls are melting or something, and you're just that baked out of your mind, we give this episode a wax rating, aka Dabs. So, off that scale, honestly, even though there's a lot of exposition, not as much humor as I'd like, it still was a great way to progress the story and a lot of valuable information leading forward in this episode. I will give it a solid dink. And now this is episode 5, and every single episode thus far, both Roger and I have given every episode at least a dink. Roger's been more on the wax side of things, to be honest. So that just goes to show how great the show is. Please help support such an awesome show that's up and coming, such as Ash vs. Evil Dead. Like I said at the beginning of the episode, it's one of the best shows on TV right now, and we wanted to get a bigger budget so they could bring in cameos from Freddy Krueger, Jason, what have you, what they really want to do with a bigger budget. And thank you all for listening. That'll do it for today's after show discussion. Next week, Roger will be back on the show. For you of those who missed them, it's a lot more fun to do it with a second person, to be honest, especially Roger. He's a stand-up guy. You can check us out at storyman.net if you want to check out our other after shows or our main podcast where we talk about movie news, video games, everything in between. You can also find information on our show and our Kickstarter. If you have a spare buck or two, please donate. It would really help us finish animated product to show not only you, the fans, for you guys to fall in love with, but for the studios to fall in love with, so that we get picked up faster and get our names out there. But if you don't have any money to donate, we understand. It's the Christmas season. Everyone's spending. All you have to do is comment, rate, subscribe. It's the best way to get our name out there. It lets us know that you like what you're listening to, and we'll keep doing what we do each and every week. And as always, stay lifted, my friends, and have a groovy night.